Hello, welcome to the Trews. I'm Russell. Do subscribe here. As the gap between rich and poor increases, the powerful and the powerless increases, we discuss who should we be virulently hating.
Is Benefit Street an honest, observational documentary about life in a deprived part of Birmingham, or a manipulative stitch-up?
Unemployed.
You remember Benefit Street, don't you? Look at these poor people. Now remove any context that isn't amusing and entertaining. Continue to look at them. Now hate them. Now go to their street and throw stones at their window, because that's what happened. You might hear that and think, well, that's something we as human beings shouldn't be doing. Or you might hear it like Love Productions do and go, let's do it again because it made a lot of money and got a lot of viewers. But this time, let's do it with immigrants. Oh yeah, there's no tension around that issue. Let's simplify it for people.
The programme claims that almost all of the residents are on benefits. Some of those who appeared on the programme have been vilified on Twitter, branded benefit scroungers.
It says here that 95% of local people don't want Immigrant Street to take place, or Immigration Street. I mean, even the name, you can sense already that it's being conjured up to create controversy and viewers. I mean, that's the point of entertainment, isn't it? You want people to watch it. But I think that as soon as you make the choice to call it Immigration Street, you're inviting a kind of a negative response. This is happening at a time in our society where there's evident fragility and tension, and a degree of responsibility in the world of entertainment would be advisable.
On James Turner Street today, there were very few residents who wanted to go on camera to talk about the programme.
That's an indication of their attitude. Do you want to come on camera? Oh, no thanks. I prefer to live a private life of quiet desperation. Why?
One woman who was asked to take part in the documentary told me that she thought it was meant to be about community spirit, and that at no point was she told it was about benefits.
That's an important point, is when the production companies go into those communities, they say, oh yeah, it's going to show you the best aspects of yourself, but all they care about is sensationalism and viewers and money. That's another example of the necessity for systemic change, because it doesn't matter, like the people that love productions aren't evil, but there's a system that requires certain components. And that magnetises the worst aspects of humanity. If more people are going to watch the show if it's called Immigration Street, call it Immigration Street. Don't call it complex issues of displaced people from around the world because of our colonial past and continuing interventionism of corporations and capitalist ventures unsettling people. Street. Who wants to watch that? I got bored saying it.
How do you feel about the way the programme's treated the street and the residents here?
Very let down. The production company have lied through their teeth to us.
Programmes like this don't exist in isolation. They contribute to a climate. They provide us with a language. This show, Benefit Streets, stigmatised the very idea of benefits. You know, like, what is that meant to be really? People that are vulnerable, that need help, are helped collectively by us all. The state is meant to be the representative of all of us. Now we've created a climate where benefits, you're a drain on the rest of us. What is never acknowledged is it's a ridiculous masquerade. Our condemnation of people on benefits, our condemnation of immigrants is a ploy to help us avoid the necessary and righteous condemnation of the people in our society that do exploit us. This new programme, Immigration Street, hot on the heels of Benefit Street, comes at a time that it's been revealed that HSBC, a massive transnational banking corporation, helped clients dodge millions in tax.
It is clear that HSBC helped thousands of clients cheat tax authorities all over the world, including more than 1,000 people here in Britain.
So while there's this fiddly little bit of nonsense going on that's being inflated and concentrated by a media lens, real exploiters of culture, people that really are stealing from us, just have carte blanche to sneak around because it's not given the same focus and attention.
The fact that secretive Swiss bank accounts were used to avoid tax has been known for years. What's new is evidence that HSBC helped their clients to dodge tax.
Remember also that HSBC laundered money for Mexican drug cartels and nobody was ever prosecuted for that. Just to hear it again, that is shocking. They laundered money for Mexican drug cartels. Did anyone, oh, well, should you be laundering money for Mexican drug cartels? Well, no. Are you going to do anything about it? Also, no.
This tax bombshell's been ticking since 2007, when an HSBC whistleblower stole files from his bank.
The world's second largest bank, HSBC, has now admitted its wrongdoing in its Swiss subsidiary. We acknowledge and are accountable for past compliance and control failures. That's the kind of language they used around that massive stock market crash. Are you going to give us the money back? No, we'd like you instead to take that money from people on benefits, disabled people, and all the antipathy and anger you feel for us taking the money. Could you direct that at immigrants? Oh, absolutely!
3 years later, the French, who'd been looking at them, sent them on to the British tax authorities. 8 months after that, the Prime Minister made Stephen Green a peer and his trade minister.
Isn't that amazing? So after a decade of corruption and lying and treachery and skullduggery, he was promoted to the House of Lords under David Cameron, because treachery, lying and skullduggery are not a problem if you are doing it in the right area.
Lord Green won't say what he knew about the bank at the time, and ministers won't say what they asked him.
Well, Stephen Green was an excellent trade minister. He did a good job.
So when we're talking about, oh, these people are leeching, these people are stealing, why is our focus falling on the most vulnerable people? Why are we not making Wall Street, financial district, the city? Because if you want those feelings of antipathy we feel, fear and anger and the righteousness, but the fear and anger and righteousness is directed at the most vulnerable people. There are legitimate targets for that fear and righteousness. They are the people in the city that have ripped us off. There are the people in the government that don't represent us. There are sitting MPs that have had sex with children. What does it require to provoke your outrage? I'll tell you what it requires. Bloody immigrants. So tune into Immigrant Street, but while you're watching Immigrant Street or Benefit Street, remember the people that are actually creating the conditions that cause that pain in you, that loneliness, that sadness. They are not on Immigrant Street or Benefit Street. They're in the city and they're in government. That's some true news. Subscribe here.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.